Hey, yeah. It was a Tabitha story.
Bravo, no idea.
And that for me, Mitchell.
Hanya mujide msadia. Mucho manemi aje se onse brofo ya mampenso.
Okay.
Nti mucho brofo ne ba hwa na nsemato me. Me wafo ne nkokrafo. Na nsemato ye nti na ya mtiki man na se ne be ya. Na si bit Matthias TV, right?
Okay.
Nti nkwada mo nkwa na edom ne yiti mo. Na demudi bana no odne. Yiti mo.
Yeah, the radiasia no pay say order the Bible aboye ho ban na wa maye a tea for papa to say more muti free fear. It's been a blessing working at dawn every Friday with you people. Say nyamwa anka yenye sure say coming here no is a blessing. God gives men positions but he give them audience, and without the audience their position comes to nothing. So to have great people at home near or take taxi more walk or near or fie ne ma beam a dom 80, I think say you are a blessing. You are the reason why we exist. For your lives. Now, I believe that before the message gets to a close, we thank God for having great men around us and message I preach ya tuning as the apostle, the disciples, and the widows. The apostle, the disciples, and the widows. We are still in the story of Tabitha. I actually here the biggest umbrella is called the Tales of Tabitha. It's Yomora Act chapter number 9, the verse number 36 downwards. Act chapter 9, the verse number 36 downwards. Niti Eradiasem.
Acts chapter 9.
Act chapter 9.
Verse number 36.
Verse number 36.
And now there was at Joppa a certain disciple.
Also for my voice in the base in the
I said now there was at Joppa a certain disciple.
Now there was at Joppa a certain disciple.
Which named Tabitha.
Which name was Tabitha?
Yes, by interpretation called Dorcas.
But interpretation, this woman was called Dorcas.
This woman was full of good works.
She was full of good works.
And alms deeds
which she did.
As then it came to pass
said,
in those days that she was sick and died. Whom when they had washed, they laid her in the upper chamber. And for as much as Lydda was near to Joppa.
Now we're not talking about Lydda being nigh to Joppa.
And the disciples had heard.
And the disciples had heard
that Peter was there.
That Peter was there. I had a message in the
so they sent unto him.
When the disciples had heard that Peter was at Lydda, they sent for him.
Two men desiring him that.
Two men out of the disciples, they went to Peter desiring him to come.
That he would not delay.
He should not delay
to come to them.
To come to them. I have a story, Missy. Not Tabitha story in the head, they change Bibia. So for Jamnan and the body Tabitha. The message in there, come on. What do you for? One of the things a chance or does any and they say life is a network of ages and stages. Life. A hierarchies and rankings. Now life will grow your positions and platforms. When you get positions, you need platform to perform. And life will offer you ages, but you must fight for its stages. Abrabo. Empires and kingdoms, and within the kingdoms we have kings and queens. Nenona asantifo bu be kan say ahemfo chiye ebididi biachi eyene osun na omene menyonko. It is the younger that follows the elderly. Eyene osa na odi ne osun achi. Anope me bompa yema. May the Lord not grant you only positions, but may He also bless you with platforms.
Jesus.
May your life never be plateaued where you are, but may you move to higher grounds.
Amen.
Life and you're full of ages and stages. Nyamiasem, Abrabo, rankings and hierarchies. Fashion. No matter who you are in life, obi so chen. Yeah. Ukromo hene. Awa santimem. Oye den ya opem so eso chen. Na ahemfumu nyina no. Omo ahemfumu pani ni didi Yesu Kristo. Say ye wura Ghana ha ye wo MPs. Ye wo ministers, but no matter who you are, your rank is not bigger than that of the president.
Amen.
Life need this war. That is why Elisha and Elijah. No wonder we have Elijah in our midst. No wonder the man called Joshua and Moses nechi. And Peter also bedi Yesu echi. Sana kai Jesus also di onyame chiame echi. Life rankings and hierarchies. A chasobi a did yonko echi. And it's in a cocoa first or tear not the amaneba. Therefore, you must follow to be followed. In other words, you must understudy to be understudied. And to Paul, I will born in Samarane Castle, Paul, our mantem, or senior the kind form. He also understudied a professor called Gamaliel. You need to follow and understudy somebody. Some person obedi with you, so with you obedi and so we are not fools. Peter nye Jimmy Foso be Jane Kodo. E Jane net wakodi Yesu echi. Akwana Yesu sane yare Mark chapter 5. No nye Jimmy Foso kaso onya Yesu echi obedi. Na Yesu sign wo. It means say nyo bia no obedi wechi e twa so man kwan. There are people that divine has connected them to you to go to where you are going to. But there are others you must sack them. Zaria abura Tabitha brabo. A moving from the state of sickness to the state of death. Now so she said, ye wa encrophobia ye fraud disciples. Not disciples tumlika to the next town, to the next village and to the next city to call for a man who is called apostle. Therefore, you must come to a point where you will recognize that somebody has higher power than you have. Urefi papa. Or the lebane buying and to disciples name to me and Sunday yare until so dia korade koma Yesu. Urefi Elisha. Wamra the great woman of Sunem. Ne ba ni wuye or the mantle and man the servant say on femko. Now so servant ni kodu ye. The mantle was in his hands and the mantle could not perform any miracle. Until the prophet followed. There are some things you can never do. First of all, obi will to me down. Until you must come to a point to recognize there is another man or another woman who is higher than you. And your life is full of powers and platforms. So when you so be channel, you plateau where you are. Demon na obetia na obel so behwe ni matia obak no. O spiritual father nyame tia me ba. Obebu na ni chie obedwane. Amen. Sana demon bia na wodi wachi mientu no. Onso ba ubetu no.
Amen.
Enti se when mu obi ni position a obi mu de. That is how God life. Na wiase se me kire apostle mu a apostle means the sent. Ni ayasoma no. Refi Matthew chapter 10. The verse number 1, Bible said na Yesu o manesuafo to me, he gave them power over serpents. The verse number 2, Obeka said, these are the names of the apostles. The verse number 5, Obechire said, and he sent them to go and cast out devils, to preach the good tidings unto the people. It means that when they were not sent, they were called disciples. But when they were sent, the verse number 2, he said, these are the names of the apostles. It means that when you are called and sent, you are given a title called apostle. Master, before you rise to become an apostle, apostle is not just a title. Apostle comes with assignment. The same verse 9 of chapter 9 verse 1. And not brother your friend Paul. I born in Samran and say one no one mantem or chai a decline for. That time when now Paul any an encounter with Christ. It was the same chapter. And an uncrophobic of Peter said, O menyani efun. Paul say we are not wise when we compare ourselves to ourselves. Who is after Onyamechiame and who is after the other? No. We do not, because one has to plant and another has to water. Such is the kingdom of God. And the kingdom that rises against itself can never stand. It is the man called Peter. Before Sana Paul, time I jump Paul and you what that form. That time the Peter Yanifu. Before you started blowing in tongues, another man was blowing in. Tongues. And Sana Obeka tongues, no become divers of tongues. And Sana Obey me who said, no be who said a chum. And Sana Obe worry, no be a warrior, Amaya one and quine for 20 years. Until you must come to a point to recognize the Obiso child. Wambara Paul and you for 3 days. Bible say Ananias by or see a radinya kupo Yesu Christo. A uninya in punipuno or nona wasomamie. Some members from Samegu when your sight. Whilst one was blind, another carried the solution for his sight. In life, until you come to recognize, say obeso senel, you can never go far. You plateau at where you are. Asamna obey your disciple a crumble one jelly dear friend Tabitha. Or another disciples in a nam. Now so a true problem rising at Tabitha William. Or Montimia for Monsantonos when Yanano. It just say your summa for another man with higher authority, higher friend apostle. Today we come your way. A disciple serving under an apostle, Jesus, whom have been sent by our Father. Yes, Lord. We carry authority to arrest demons. Urefi, wamra disciples na ye be from apostles and buy no. Omo say ye call ahohomone ye tia na wotie ye. Yesu Christo say, "Mama mama ni nyesa ahomone tie mu. Ne momo mani nyesa ya churu mu di wo sra." Jesus. Enye demon e betu afru fie ne na ye mede. Ne mom ye di an ya churu wo sra himem na ye de. We are men under assignment. Who refer the centurion or say, I am a man under authority. Now, yes, soldier, you control 100 soldiers. Ultimate General can say, I am a man under authority. Under whose authority are you? Whom are you understudying so that tomorrow another will study you? Okay. And Kamina, your friend, Nema, but to me, I'm sorry, Abura Israel, because he was the captain of the host of Syria. Now, before he will enter, he went to his king for a letter. Before the man called Saul, and now all British threatens upon the people of the Jews. Now, was sorry, Tia Christopher. Before he was going to Damascus, he had a letter. And the whole services are you. Ready for? A sheerful and dimly cackle for apostle because a flubber omuntimi daily with mutu mirkato for Peter by Peter bedu yape bura soro. So in life, first of said there is an apostle. Familiar Hebrews chapter 3 verse 1. Hebrews chapter 3 verse 1. Hebrews chapter 3 verse 1. So for who be it? John chapter 20 verse 21.
Hebrews chapter 3 verse 1. Wherefore, holy brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling,
partakers of the heavenly what?
Calling. Consider the apostle.
Consider the apostle
and high priest. Of our profession.
Christ
Jesus.
The apostle and the high priest of our profession. The dean and the Christ Jesus. It means that Jesus, he was once called an apostle. How dare you? Everybody wants to become big, but they don't want to start small. Senior disciple, listen to me. Before you rise to become an apostle, there are some things you must have. Famiko verse 2. Verse 2.
Who was faithful to him?
That appointed him. When I appointed Christ, it was God the Father himself. And even the Son of Timothy said, I and my Father are one. Bible said that same Christ he was obedient and faithful to his master, the one that sent him. One man equalness and then equalness. One man Diani or Timmy papa dear, ever one table so Amana Mechane papa. He was still faithful to his father. And to move from disciple or some four to become the boss, you must learn how to submit. A wife and son unu kumbabaya bako according to Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. When tina bema bejane jane na hodin hokobata ni no mabaya hona bako. Paulo baya ose ema mumra muhwase enshemu ase. It means that before you become co-equal with your husband, you must first learn to submit. So to move from discipleship to the realm of apostleship, you must learn how to kowtow and submit yourself under the leadings and the tutelage of a senior man. Yeah. You don't just rise to the higher. You must pass through protocols. And one of the things you must do is to be faithful. Because yes, you will be faithful. Yes, or your Messiah, or your Yame, or Tasio Nejayabako, or no sister Umia, no Wejano. Now, so no Quran Bible said he was faithful to God who sent him. And to rise to an apostle, and if I chesia, any software ATM of you, we must come to a point where we appreciate the fact that it is hard work and it is also your conscious decision. It is to be a disciple. He is a man that is disciplined enough to understand a master or a mentor or a father to become like him. So you don't just rise to become a great man. The Alliance for Change will tell you so about me send a meeting. Not Kwekuba, is it Kwekuba or whatever? Kwesi Pratt talking about how there were 9 people against Rawlings regime. So now share the strategies all we put it in place. Anyhow, they have to agree. Say President Akufo Addo, the spokesman for that alliance. No one in that carbon cut to Akufo Addo fear kodidi. So in life, sometimes 1 out of the 1,000 will rise to become the leader. Yeah. But yet, now so you must give respect to just that one. So to every Peter, there is Christ. And to every Paul, there is Ananias. And to every Naaman, there is an Elisha that carries the solution. And to every Elijah or whoever, there is a raven. And to every man called Noah, there is a certain bird, and your friend dove, who has to go for the information. I come to declare upon everyone. May the oil of faithfulness enter you. Jesus. Faithfulness is a garment. God can impute it upon you. Jesus. If righteousness was a garment, God can help you to become somebody. And in Hebrews chapter 5 verse 8, Bible said, though Christ was a son, yet he learned obedience through the many things he suffered. And then I used to share John the Baptist and him catch and say, and you greater than you. But at this moment, they suffer it to be so. Jesus. You might have money than your spiritual father, yet you must come down. Suffer it to be so now. There are widows who are brabom odifo. The one widows. When you are anointed as an apostle, you are anointed to also send message to people and also appoint people. According to Acts chapter 6, Bible said no man aduane chana be a problem amongst the widows. Bible said they appointed men to see to it. We are just preaching the gospel. And as an apostle, you must be a leader. You must have the quality to delegate.
Okay, it's a message.
A disciple must be faithful, loyal, obedient. You must pass through the rankings to get to where you are supposed to be. When Paul was encountering Christ, Peter, that time no nyanifu. Okay. And tinya Paul at that time nothing, any Peter. Bible said, Ananias didn't say good son and he sent him to the apostles. And Peter now one in Samaria also chain Paul. Or Paul now also chain Peter. And maybe obeying encounter with Christ. And yet Peter no and a bonfire man. How dare you compare one to another? He be greater than others. The fact that he wrote 14 books does not mean he is greater than Peter. Because Peter is the foundation. And if the foundation be destroyed, what shall Paul do? That is why a son can never rise against his father. And anything Absalom will die before his time because he rose against his own father. We are in the dispensation, everybody wants to become a prophet. We are in the dispensation, everybody is called an apostle. But we don't know what these men have been through. What have you suffered so far? And the other day, and son of David Berising, he was at the age of 30. And son of Manna, your friend Joseph, he had attained the age 30. It takes 30 years to make a prophet. Okay. How old are you now? How many experiences have you been through? How many things have you suffered so far? He went through 30 years of training, but within 3 years he was able to finish his assignment. How many fastings have you been through? How many demons have you cast so far? You call yourself apostle. You call yourself a prophet. You call yourself a teacher. How many scriptures do you have in you? When challenges arise, what call hospital in your country when you're HIV? I want to be a man. Have you been able to experience this before? Do you know what great men go through? They send Peter suffer. Peter and the year two retako friendly. Bible say a two years to catch and say, Satan, free me soko. Now so while money and the master Yesu can and he still followed him. Nanka and net only Peter. Kabeka say, hey, me did a thing offer me Satan. I mean, me Satan and come do it.
Okay.
Me do what you now from me Satan. There are many things Peter went through before he attained the title apostle. Christ was called an apostle, but Peter was eyeing the position of an apostle. And because he was eyeing the position, no matter what Christ sent him through, he was still following him.
Okay.
Because he was not eyeing his boxes. He was eyeing that which was within him.
Yeah.
It became free or say, near or susinameno, near optimuno or susini. Yes. Apostle. Disciples and the widow. Disciples are helping the apostle to service the widows. A typology of Christ, according to Isaiah chapter 61, or say, I have been anointed to bind the brokenhearted, to speak the good tidings unto the poor. Yes, you need ministry. And I don't buy your rule Sunday where a man the Bible be able to start a kind and also throwing a family. And to say Peter, no more dealing with the widows. It was the ministry of the apostle. I refer to Christ. Okay. So a trichotomy. The disciples, the apostles, and the widows. Widow on you besu. And you want Tabitha who you're down. Widows now know your madoyanaba. Ano musu, omukura. And Niama Tabitha ye but omen to me and found raising from dead. There is a man. Tabitha America preda. There is a man called Peter. For a man that will fear with you. And so she say Peter by on no benya neflu. Disciples and another disciple called Tabitha. He took a man who was an apostle to bring Tabitha out of death. She will widows to be a honeyman, young phobia wabuao. You were sending young cabia wabuao. And so you enter another realm of problems and challenges. These people you have helped cannot help you. And to now the teenagers said, it does me no good to love me if you cannot work on my behalf. So what dominance to me and mamma on my behalf, it does me no good. And your papa be a mamma. Now she will be upon all our challenges, he loves us and still has the power to work on our behalf. Yes. Your friend is saying Jesus Christ. May Christ come your way this morning. Yes. And may any weightier matter upon your head and upon your family by the power in the name of Christ be lifted now. Amen. The widows could not bring their helper out of his down days. Yes. But there was an apostle, and let me tell you, for your man that yes, apostle will be yes. I have come your way as an apostle of God, like Peter. May every business and every capital the enemy has swallowed. Bible said, near yourself 1 minute and don't do another sign of it. I command it to come out of their belly. Jesus. And I command let every dead thing in your faculties right now receive the revamping grace of God. In the name of the Lord of we can say, come up again. Come up again. Because right now, I command in the name of the Lord. Let my apostle come right now. Because I stand
as an apostle
over somebody.
over somebody.
Baby biara.
Baby biara.
Obi chira no pay.
Obi chira no pay.
Adie biara.
Adie biara.
Ewo. To set Tabitha. Now na brabo. Because right now.
Right now.
Let the resurrection. Power. In the name of the Lord. Hit them now.
Hit them now.
Siamuka say come up again.
Come up again.
Yes, Lord.
Just a Tabitha. Sure. Ready? It's just a Tabitha. Sorry. It's just so be a warrior. Sorry. Obe certificate a 1 year Jumania. It just says sorry. Would you be a vampire? I am one pie just 5 minutes. You say 2 minutes.
National man of God.
Radenkoso entre washing.
One of the things, man of God, that I see from the life of Tabitha, it was the result of an encounter that brought her deliverance.
My God.
So, Radiama yene obi ani shiamua yentime enne ya ho.
My God.
Empai bod de ma yetiefo ena homachi anopes Radima unshia obi.
Jesus.
Listen, may God cause you to have an encounter.
Jesus.
First of all, she had an encounter with the disciples, but the disciples couldn't resurrect her.
My God.
Oshia esuafo na mana until your friend the apostle Peter. Now not just no matter where you are, who you are, you need an apostle.
Amen.
Yeah, catching Yankopo say, Lord, let my apostle come my way. Apostle be Jesus. Father, I need an apostle right now.
Amen.
I need somebody sent of you right now.
Amen.
Let that person appear right now.
Amen.
Let that person appear right now.
Amen. Jesus.
That is why you don't need everybody, you need somebody.
Amen.
Not Tabitha at that time needs somebody.
Amen.
That was Peter. Right now we need some people, but we need God to appear in our life. We need an apostle. We need somebody sent of God. Come on, lift up your voice. Lift up your voice. You are not
In the name of
Jesus.
If when you miss out, Nana, Radiaye. We thank God for the life of people like you. Now, as some of the Jenya man say, on for Christa and open your family. Your money be a Peter now when you are telling who so be any food. Say any pan, on train Peter.
Wow.
A friend you used to. So I'm found one man, forget it. But brabra. Nana, so be what problem on our in the June. A certain lady called me last 3 days. Me and some friend and no and right. But when to me, I was Santasia baby. On friend because in the stories that a friend beside say, oh, baboy, and I say, aye, baboy, or marry. I want to deal with her issue because her message is on the table. So, Tiemia, right after or the baby be a bit too or something. And friend, now, Yanan Kasa. Okay. Obianso Okae. Nyame the grace because an apostle is called the saint. A disciple is understudied, but a widow is somebody whose husband is dead and is still in the state of bereavement. The Paul Becan says, how for now, Omodio, Omukuno, so Omawari, and now Musika will feel me and then Omo Bessie Brani from Omodi and Sesamo Shower. You mean indeed, or you widow no day. Until we are talking about being widows now, what problem issues are. Call us near no one pie. And commission our part and debate in a fire so and Wakasa. Nyame be we Yesu Christ. Amen.
Amen.